KD8WCK. My name is Rick. Welcome to the Portage County Amateur Radio Service PCARS Thursday night 2-meter net here on the K8IV VHF repeater, unlike where I called initially. I'll be using the club call K8BF for the net. The repeater system also accepts inputs from Echolink, so I'll be asking for check-ins from around the corner to around the world here on the Kent repeater. This repeater is located in Sugarbush Knolls. It uses a PL tone of 118.8 Hertz, and we have Echolink through the K8BF-L Echolink node. Control this evening, and as always, if you have any emergency or priority traffic, you may break into this net at any time. This is a directed net, and all calls will go through net control. You don't have to be a member of PCARS to check in and say hello. Everyone is welcome. PCARS meets the second Monday of each month at 7 p.m. The monthly meeting is held on Zoom and in person at the American Legion Post 496 in Kent. The post is located at 1945 Mogador Road, and we look forward to seeing you there. The website is located at www.portcars.org, and you can find more information about PCARS on the website. PCARS also has a number of special interest groups that meet on Zoom and at the club site every Tuesday in Ravenna. Check out the latest award-winning newsletter on the club website for all the information on these and other PCARS activities. This net, I'll take pauses when asking for Echolink check-ins since they have a slight delay in audio. Sometimes I have a slight delay in audio. When you check in, please give me your call sign, name, and location. I'll acknowledge each call sign as I get them. And please be aware that the repeater system has a 4-minute timeout. There is a shorter timeout, I think, for Echolink, so we'll have to watch that. Quite a lineup on Echolink this evening, so let's take Echolink check-ins first. Karen, WD8BIW, good evening. What comments do you have for us? BIW, Karen, are you available for comments? Hi, Bob, WB8OVQ for comments.
WB8OVQ down in Uniontown. Not quite sure what happened to Karen there. She's using Echolink on her phone, and for some reason can't get it to transmit. Not much going on here. Getting ready for a trip. Trying to get everything packed up to leave at dark 30. And that's about it. Back to the net. I'll see if I can get Karen's Echolink working.
Bob, I'll come back to Karen in a minute or two when we get some more Echolink check-ins working here, we hope. How about Gary, W2RPW?
K8BF in the group here is Gary, WB2RPW. In Eatontown, New Jersey. Very good evening to everybody on the net. Not much going on. We're in the middle of school and got to finish up some projects, and probably be doing it for the next 6 weeks or so. But we have spring break right now, so I have the next 10 days free to myself because I seem to finish everything up and then just have a paper to finish. So we'll be doing that, but we'll basically have the next 8 to 10 days to myself, so we're pretty good. And a very good evening to everybody on the net. And a very good evening. We're K8BF in the group WB2RPW.
B2 RPW. Thank you, Gary. I mangled your call, but you forgave me. I appreciate that. Have fun on the radio during a school break. It should be a blast. And it's always good to hear you. Thanks for checking in with us tonight. Let's see if Daryl is around. N5 VLZ.
K8BF in the net from N5VLZ, Daryl, Little Rock, Arkansas. On the Android phone with the app, and I got a headset mic on, which really helps when I'm using my Shark RF Open Spot 4 Pro for D-Star. Don't forget the time change this weekend. Spring forward, or you're going to be an hour late to church, work, commitments, appointments, or ham radio nets. The extra class question pool is changing on July 1st. If you're wanting to upgrade, I know the Parkey is going to be doing a session in early April or early June. So early June for them, you'll be the last chance to get it, unless clubs are testing on field day. And folks can go to my bio on QRZ, click on the hyperlink for Excel spreadsheets, select a D-Star, Echolink, and DRATS, nets, and ham radio PDF files. But going to be shutting down soon. I got thunderstorms approaching. We are into our tornado season now. 7-3, K8BF and net from N5VLZ. Daryl, Little Rock, back to net.
5VLZ, Daryl. Always good to hear you, Daryl. Thanks for making resources available for us, hams, on your QRZ page. I'll have to take a look at that. Let's see if Karen is on the air. WD8BIW. Karen, are you able to check in?
This is Karen, WD8BIW in Uniontown. Yeah, I'm trying to get used to being on this phone with it. It's kind of pain. Not much happening here. Just getting Bob ready for his trip this weekend and enjoying the nice weather we're having right now because I guess by Sunday we're supposed to have some snow and then next week it'll be warm again. So it's just going to be up and down. And that's about all I have. And back to the net.
Thank you, Karen. You're coming through just fine from the phone. And I hope the trip goes well. And thanks for checking in with us tonight. Let's see here. I think that's all of our Echolink check-ins for the moment. So let's ask for some RF check-ins from officers or others in the club who have announcements or news for the net. Please call K8BF now. Often heard. I hope that someone will give us a recap on Freeze Your Acorns Off. I stopped over to at least to visit and sign some visitor sheets last weekend, and it looked like people were having a good time and there was lots of participation there. Are there any check-ins with news for the net or special announcements? Please call now. Well, maybe we have a lot of people watching an important thing on television now. Let's ask for just regular local check-ins. Please call K8BF.
Kilo Echo 8, Alpha, Brandon and Manaway.
Brandon, KE8ARB, and there was another. Please, the other station, please call now.
W8KNO, Joe and Hiram.
Oh, you did a great job stomping on Brandon. Excellent. Very good. Do we have another check-in? Please call K8BF now.
KD8OBA, Ken in Ravenna.
Ken, I got you. Is the second letter an echo or a delta?
Kilo Delta 8 Oscar Bravo Alpha QSL.
Thank you, Ken. Do we have another check-in? Please call now. Just jump up to Brandon, KE8ARB. Tell us what's going on, Brandon.
K8BF, I think Ethan had I'm pretty sure Ethan had a spectacular double with you. But anyway, that's all right. I'm doing well. We had a lot of fun at Freeze Your Acorns Off. I started the event by forgetting my radio. And I said, that's no problem. I have another radio. And I went over to hook up my other radio, and I realized I didn't have a cable. And, it was all right, because then we could go test our new Balun and see how that looked hooked up to an antenna. And it was wonderful. Great results. So anyway, had a lot of fun at Freeze Your Acorns Off. Hung out with a lot of great folks. I did want to file a complaint. Now, I don't know where these complaints need to go, but the event did advertise that we would be freezing our acorns off, and it was nothing like that. In fact, it was rather warm and pleasant out, especially for a day in March in Northeast Ohio. So anyway, maybe next time around we'll do a little different, but until then, I guess I'll have to make do with what we had. One other quick thing today, I got a couple new parts for my 3D printer, and found another slicing software. It seems to be the going theme here. And I had a part that I was printing for a potential antenna build, and the part went from about 6 hours down to just under 2. So I can print 3 of them now in the time it used to take me to print 1. So really excited about that, and hopefully I'll be able to get some information on an antenna build going now. So with that, I'm going to say 73s, hand it over to K8BF from KE8ARB.
K8ARB, this is K8BF. I think all complaints of all kinds go to KA8TOA. So you can just make a note of that, and I'm sure you'll be taken care of fine. Sounds like fun with a 3D printer. It's incredible that just a software change can make the operating so much more efficient. It starts to be to the point where it's actually usable for a build if you need to make a bunch of parts for a class. So that sounds really exciting. All right, thank you for being with us, Brandon. Let's go to Joe, W8KNO.
Good evening, Rick and everyone else on the net. Good to hear you. Sorry I missed Freeze Your Acorns Off, but I remember the first one when it was outside. That was a really interesting one. Other than that, haven't done much radioing, and don't know when I will. Just trying to get things done. My daughter's coming the beginning of next month, and clean the house, clean everything, get things done. And I like the warmer weather so I can work in the flower bed. So with that, back to you, Rick. K8BF, W8KNO.
W8KNO, this is K8BF. Well, Joe, I have family coming home, too. I have to get some bedrooms emptied out by July because I've invited my daughters to come home for a while and stay with us so they can get their feet on the ground with some finances. It'll be fun to have them here, but that means my shack has to move to a different place. So I made the very first feeble efforts today with help from another ham in our club, and we'll see how that goes. And if everything isn't ready by the middle of July, I'll just move out to the garage. Very good to hear you, Joe. K8BF Ken in Ravenna, how are you doing this evening? What news you got for us?
Well, good evening to everybody. There's not a whole lot going on. I'm working on putting up an antenna. I got the line up in the tree. I'm going to put up a 49-to-1 end fed. So it'll be up there about 60 or 65 feet up at the top of it, and I'll slope it down to the house here. So, other than that, I don't know. Well, word from Brandon, special complaint like that has to go right straight to the top. So you got to call them direct, and the number is BR549. Other than that, not much else going on. We'll catch you guys later. Thanks for letting me in. K8BF clear.
Yeah, we can. I love it. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. Ethan, did I stop on you last time? K8WVV, are you there?
K8WVV, I am here, and it seems like I waited just a little bit, trying to reach over the desk and grab the mic, and had a little bit of a double, but works out in the end. Anyways, good evening, everyone. I now have to think about that as a little bit tired. Anyways, I am working on little Lego vacuum engines because I don't have access to a machine shop. Very many materials either. So Legos work pretty well. And it seems like it's going pretty fast, but I watched some on YouTube and it is going slow compared to the scary fast, so much friction they melt plastic kind of speeds. So, maybe not that far, but it's fun to spin some stuff around with it and watch it go, and it sounds cool too. Let's see, what else have I got going on? I have been working on cleaning up a couple of wiring messes. I probably coiled up about 5 wires that led to nowhere, and there's probably about 3 or 4 more, and it's closer, but not close enough. And sure, lots of people know how that is. Anyways, K8WVV, back to the net, 73.
Have you checking in with us, Ethan? And it's always good to hear your voice. Who would like to be number 10 for the PCARS Thursday night net? Please call K8BF now.
Kilowatt Alpha 8, Tango Oscar Alpha. Alpha Charlie 8, Juliet Romeo, Andy, Washington Township.
Greg heard me talking about complaints, and I got Andy also. Who would be number 12? Please call.
November 8, Bravo Alpha Yankee, Ralph in Stowe.
November 8, BAY Ralph. Good to hear you this evening. Do we have another check-in? Please call.
Kilo Echo 8, Tango Quebec Romeo, Keith in Uniontown, Ohio, KE8TQR.
KE8TQR, Keith, gotcha. Thanks for checking in this evening. Let's have one more.
8QE, Bob in Talmadge.
AQE Bob, thank you. Let's jump up to Greg, K8BF. You must have heard me directing all complaints to you. What's the news today?
Well, the news is the complaint department is closed. So they'll just have to wait till next week to complain. All right, announcements. We got the club meeting Monday evening, 7 o'clock at the American Legion Post. I believe so. So that's something to mark down and talk about again, Rick. This weekend, the club site will be open for contesting. Saturday, I believe, is Idaho, and Sunday is Wisconsin. So a lot of club activities going on. So if you can repeat that, that'd be great. I'm sure there'll be a QST or something sent out here pretty soon. But anyways, with that, not much going on. I had fun playing radio over the weekend and picked up a couple more countries, so I was happy about that. And that's pretty much all I've been up to. I've been sort of taking it easy. So 73 is to everybody. Take care. Thanks for running the net. Doing a great job as usual. K8BF, K8TOA.
K8TOA. Good to hear you. Thanks for checking in tonight. I'll get report sheet sent to you when we wrap things up. Come on, I'm lost. Here we go. Andy, ACAJR in Washington Township. Good evening and thanks for checking in. What's the news?
Well, thank you very much. And I hope everybody's having a fine evening. I'm sitting here at 47.7 degrees. And I just wanted to report a few things that I had here marked down on my calendars. Apparently I had 10 check-ins back in 2023 from September through November. And then today makes my 12th check-in from 12/21 to 3/7. So I'm doing pretty good, I think. Almost, well, let's see, that's almost 24 days in a row. Almost. I took off for Christmas and that. I'm going to turn it back to net. ACAJR.
ACAJR, we will check the records and get you a certificate if you don't already have one. But thank you for being a regular here. It's what makes the network, is having people checking in and a little bit of chit-chat. Ralph, N8BAY and Stowe, good evening. How are you this evening, and what comments do you have for us?
N8BAY here. Evening, Rick, and everyone on the net. I made an important upgrade in my shack this past weekend. I was using the most uncomfortable metal folding chair I think ever made, and replaced it with a comfortable office chair. So now the nets are a lot more comfortable than they have been. So looking forward to my next upgrade. Not sure what that's going to be, but we'll have to give it some thought. This is N8BAY, back to net.
It's good to hear you, and not every shack upgrade is electronics. When you got a comfortable seat, you can spend more time in front of that radio operating, so that's an important part of the deal. Congratulations. A little bit of creature comfort is not a bad thing. Thanks for checking in with us tonight. Let's talk to Keith, KE8TQR in Uniontown.
K8BF, KE8TQR. Good evening, Rick. And thanks for taking my check-in and running the net tonight. Good evening to everyone on the PCARS net on this Thursday night. Hope everyone had a great day. I had a tough decision to make here today. It was either come down here to the shack and do some radio, because there's a couple nets that are on tonight, or watch something on the television, but then I realized there wasn't anything important on the television, so I'm down here in the shack. I've been working on part of the tower project that'll be coming up once the weather gets a little bit better. I tore apart my rotor for the tower to make sure that everything was in working condition. It's a high gain tail twister TX2. It was built back in March of 1997. So I took it apart. Some of the bearings were rusty, so I changed out all the bearings. I took out all the old grease, added some new grease, and everything seems to be working real well. I made up a little lead to go to it so that I can actually test it on the bench, and it makes a full swing from one end to the other and back. So I'm happy about that. Been doing a little radio here, not a lot. Been busy around the house. Wife and I were out today and probably be out tomorrow, so hopefully this weekend we'll do a little bit more if the weather's not too bad. And anyway, I'll just send this back to you, Rick. Fine job running the net tonight. Good to hear you. And hope everyone has a great Friday, fabulous Friday, and a great weekend. And there is a Ham Fest coming up on Sunday. I know you just mentioned all the stuff for this weekend, but there is a Ham Fest on Sunday, the Norris Ham Fest up toward, I believe it's Lorraine. So if you're not doing anything else, maybe stop in there. Was that a plug? I hope not. Anyway, I'll send it back to you. This is KE8TQR saying 73 and God bless.
TQR, thanks for the reminder on the Norris Ham Fest, and thanks for joining us this evening. I think you're going to have more fun on the radio than if you were watching something boring on television. Anyway, let's go to Bob in 8QE in Talmadge. What's going on, Bob?
Yeah, good evening to you, Rick, and everybody on the net. Had a nice, wonderful Saturday there at Freeze Your Acorns Off. That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun operating and visiting with everybody there. I bet that was one of the best turnouts we've had in a long time for Freeze Your Acorns Off. I know Chuck said there were 41 sign-ins, and there were a lot that didn't sign in. So it was really busy, and it was a lot of fun. And Chuck did say that the winners will be announced on Monday at the club meeting that's coming up this Monday. All right. Other than that, looking forward to operating Saturday for the Idaho QSO party there at the club site. That should be fun. People should come out if you want to operate a little bit and have some fun. And you know, the bands are just great. I'm working all kinds of new bands and countries and country bands and mode bands, etc., etc. Just having a good time. All right, that's it. NAQE, back to you, Rick.
QE from KBF and the whole rest of the net. Glad you had fun operating and visiting FYAO. It's good to see the participation there. And thanks for the reminder that the winners will be announced at the club meeting. Club meeting is Monday at the Legion Hall on Mogador Road at 261. Meeting starts at 7. Come in a little early and grab some food. They have economical food, and it's pretty tasty. So it's a good venue for a meeting. We've had a lot of fun at the meeting there for quite some time. What am I looking here for? Something else. There was another message, but I've forgotten what it is. So while I am fluttering around here, let's get another check-in. Who would like to be number 15 for the PCARS Thursday night net? Please call now.
NAWCP, Mike in Rootstown.
NAWCP, Mike, good evening. Do we have another check-in?
QEP, David in Ravenna.
AE8 QEP, David, good evening. Stand by a minute. Do we have another check-in?
Good evening. Whiskey Alpha 8, Uniform Whiskey Victor, Doug in Talmadge.
I got Whiskey Alpha 8, Uniform Whiskey Victor Doug in Talmadge. I think there was another station there too. Call back, please. Let's go up to NAWCP for comments. Good evening, Mike.
Hey, good evening, Rick, and everyone on the net. And Rick, we certainly appreciate you running the net, and as usual, doing a great job. And we all know Greg's watching over you. I just want to put a little plug out there for Field Day. Hard to believe it's just a little over 3 months away, but that time is going to go quick. And so we are certainly looking for Field Day operators. So if you're interested in operating the 20-meter station, take a look at the recent newsletter. I think my contact info is in there. Call me or email me and let me know you want to participate, and we'll make sure to get you on the log. On the schedule, and help you log some calls. And of course, it's open to all amateur radio operators, regardless of class. Even if you're a technician class, that's fine. We'll have somebody there to watch over you and get a chance to get on some HF and have a good time. Other than that, just been enjoying the bands. Like Bob said earlier, they've been really good and have been making some great contacts. Spent some time on the ARRL contest last weekend and was able to bring down 281 contacts. So not bad for 6.5 hours of activity on a weekend. So we had a good time. Always enjoying radio. All right, back to net control and WCP.
Congratulations on your contacts, Mike. That sounds like a pretty daggone good accomplishment. And it's good to hear you. Thanks for checking in with us tonight. David, K8QEP in Ravenna, Echo November 901. What you got for us tonight?
Hey, K8QEP and Echo November 91 ID for the full grid square. I got a little more work done on the antenna that Brandon is having me make, but I haven't gotten that far. And then there was rain. But I'm having a little bit of a. Well, I spent the day fixing vacuum lines on a freeze dryer, and I think I got most of those fixed, at least the ones internal. But I got some calibration weights back from being, recertified. They check the weight and make sure it's within specifications, and it ends up their uncertainty of measurement is much higher than I was expecting. So I'm having a little bit of an existential crisis as to whether or not my 5 milligram weight is actually good enough to calibrate my scale. But it's all about the journey, and Greg knows that. Don't worry about the numbers. It's all about the journey. KQEP back to net, $73.
KQEP. You've always got something interesting to say, David, and I appreciate it. I have a box on my breezeway that I think is going to come to live at your house. Once upon a time, it contained a set of calibrated weights. Unfortunately, the weights are history, but the box remains. So maybe that would be an amusing addition to your lab countertop. Thanks for checking in, David. Doug, WA8, UWV, good evening. How are you doing? What's going on in Talmadge?
Real good. KBF, this is WA8, UWV. We've been cleaning up some of the mess we made, cutting up the oak tree that we had to have cut down. Got it all cut and split and stacked in the shed. So hopefully by next winter it'll be dried enough to help heat the house. Anyway, yeah, I was at the Freeze Your Acorns Off activity. That was fun. I enjoyed that. It was the first time I went to that, despite a number of years I've been in the club. I guess the threat of being outside in cold weather kind of scared me away. But it was nice. Actually, most of the activity was inside the building. Anyway, that's about all I got. Back to that. KABF WA8UWV.
WA8UWV. Well, Doug, don't let the thought of inclement weather keep you away from freeze your acorns off, because the hardy and doughty souls can set up out in the snow and the wind and the tent shelters and things like that. And others of us can sit up inside by a window and run our rigs from in there. I've done that a couple of times, and it's a lot of fun no matter what you do. And by golly, the food is good too. So freeze your acorns off is an event to not miss. Thanks for checking in with us, Bob. Doug, sorry about that. I don't have an excuse. It's not a matter of not reading my writing. It's just a matter of not reading. Who would like to be number 18 for the PCARS Thursday Night Net? Please call K8BF now.
Delta 2, Hotel Charlie Echo, Chris and Medina. Just saying hi, and I'll be in and out, no traffic.
Didn't quite get all your sign. I got Hotel Charlie Echo. Give me all the rest of the info again, and if you want to leave a comment, give us one.
6 is Kilo, Delta 2, not 8, 2, Hotel Charlie Echo, Chris and Medina, and I'll just be in and out, just saying hi.
Hear you, Chris. Thanks for checking in. If you feel like it, we have an award for 10 consecutive check-ins. So come on back again another time, and we'll resume the tally, and we'll go from there. Thanks for checking in. Always nice to hear a new voice, new to me voice. Who'd like to be number 19? Please call K8BF.
WB8LCD, Tom in Sugarbush Knolls.
WB8LCD, Tom in Sugarbush Knolls. Good to hear you, Tom. Hang on a moment. Do we have another check-in? Please call. Let's go to Tom, WB8LCD. Tom, I sure hope you're feeling better. Give us the medical update and all the fun stuff you've had time to do on the radio. This is K8BF and K8D8WCK.
All right, Rick. Hey, good to hear you in there tonight. And fun stuff on the radio. Boy, it just seems like I haven't done enough lately, so I got to find a way to change that. But I do enjoy checking into the net. I'm glad I made it tonight. I went up to let's see here, to Kent Roosevelt High School, and my granddaughter is in the junior high or the middle school band, and so we listened to the orchestra concert tonight, and just got home. Figured I'd check in while I could, so I won't break my string here. But other than that, went yesterday back to the doctor and had stitches taken out and got that big ugly thing taken off my hand. And they said everything was looking good, but it's going to be a while before I should get too active again, so I'm just going to take it easy. I think maybe I've learned my lesson. I'll listen to my wife and act like an old guy. So with that, I'll say 7-3, turn it back to net, and look forward to seeing everybody next week at the meeting. WB8LCD.
You can't go wrong with a granddaughter's middle school orchestra concert. I bet it was very nice. And I'm glad you're on the mend. And I don't know about you, but my experience has been that when I follow my wife's suggestions, I'm in a lot less pain. So I don't know, you might want to think about that. We'll see how that works out. Good to hear you, Tom, and I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to be at the meeting this time, but, you know how it is. I get to go to August, December, and January club meetings. Who'd like to be number 20 for the PCARS 2-meter net? Please call K8BF.
This
2 Let me wrap up a couple of announcements here. We've got contest activity at the club site this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. If you're interested in participating, come on down. If you're interested in seeing what it's all about, come on down and observe. We have a lot of good contest operators who are happy to show you the ropes. And you might find that contesting is just your cup of tea once you get started with it. What else here? Club meeting on Monday. The Freeze Your Acorns Off awards will be made at that time. And I think that's about all I have written down. Do we have another check-in? Please call K8BF. Nothing else, I'll close the net. I'd like to thank everyone for taking time to check into this net. Your participation is really appreciated. The net consists of the check-ins, and that's what makes it fun. PCARS would especially like to thank Ed K8IV, the repeater owner, who allows us to use the repeater system for the PCARS net. I'll now turn the repeater back to regular amateur use. 73 to everyone. I hope to hear you again soon. K8BF is clear, and KD8WCK is clear.
So, do things the better way. Bundle home and auto and save up to 25% with Allstate.
Bundle savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available.
At the tone, 2 hours, 7 minutes, Coordinated Universal Time.